Lilithmon Loop, one of the most talked about decks alongside Lord Nightmon and Crestgarurumon OTK for this format. However, while you may copy this deck list or make subtle adjustments to it, Lilith Loop is one of the most advanced decks to play in this format. It doesn't autopilot by any means, and because it's heavily combo oriented, a single misplay can cost you the game. Today I'll be going over Lilithmon Loop and one of the many ways you can run it. You'll find in general that level 5 and higher will be relatively the same. As for the rest of the build, it's player preference. Let's get started. This deck runs 5 level 2s, 12 level 3s, 10 level 4s, 9 level 5s, 6 level 6s, 3 level 7s, 5 option cards, and 5 tamer cards. For level 2s, I run 4 Demimeramon and 1 Xiaomon. Demimeramon is the best level 2 Digimon for purple, mainly because when the Digimon is deleted, you draw one and trash one, cycling through your deck to draw the major components you need in the deck. As for Xiaomon, the 5th slot of your eggs can be any level 2 purple Digimon, as this is a player preference. I went with Xiaomon because in the case I need a Digimon with retaliation, I've got one that's inherited. You could go with Pagumon from BT2, but the reason why I don't like this baby Digimon is the trashing isn't controlled. I'd rather control what I trash instead of it being completely random. Yammon buffs don't feel like it's enough, especially now that we have Gigimon. And your last option is Pagumon from the starter deck. But again, I'm just not a fan of random trashing. Controlling what you trash is the best way to maximize your deck's efficiency, and you'll see several cards in my build that do just that. Moving to level 3s, there are 12 rookies in this build in the form of BT2 Gabumon, Candlemon, Gazimon, and Labramon. Before I go into these cards, you may notice the absence of other certain rookies, Guilmon for example. Guilmon can be an amazing card in this type of deck, especially because I run Black War Growlmon. But arguably, unless I'm going for a more OTK oriented strategy, I don't think he's necessary for this build. BT2 Gabumon is one of your MVP rookie Digimon, mainly because of his inheritable to help you dig 2 cards deeper into your deck and trash one of them. He facilitates your trash quick. Candlemon is your simple cheap cost 2 memory body to play. Gazimon is especially important for this format because of the many ways decks can gain memory. Mirror Match Lilith Loop? No you. Patamon for yellow? Can't let you do that. And Hexablaumon? Forget about it! The second MVP of the rookie lineup is Labramon, another great body to simply play to draw 1 and trash 1. And again, the majority of rookies you see in this lineup will be the same, but probably 4 to 5 cards here and there will be completely player preference. Another purple Digimon I've been playtesting in another purple build has been Gabumon from the starter deck. When attacking, draw 1, trash 1. If you survive, cool, let's do it again next turn. For level 4s, I run 1 copy of Vilemon, 1 copy of Devimon, 4 copies of Meramon, and 4 copies of starter deck Devimon. Again, these cards are based on player preference. You could run 11 or 12 level 4s. Honestly, it depends on what works for you. I run 1 Vilemon because it's slightly bigger than the blocker Devimon. It can't be Nidhogged, at least not until it's suspended, and Starmon can't kill it unless your opponent has 6 bodies. I also run 1 Devimon because retaliation isn't my primary focus, but it can come in handy for removal. Keep in mind that every deck runs 1-ofs that are just tech cards. When it comes to the main level 4s of the deck, you'll find Meramon and blocker Devimon to be maxed at 4 copies. They are your 1-cost Evo Digimon, and with Meramon you can Digivolve into your Gabumon. If Demimeramon is in the inheritable as well, you'll get to draw basically 3 cards and trash 2. Other purple Digimon you may see in this lineup are purple starter Garurumon, who has the same effect as the purple starter Gabumon. While it may facilitate the trash, you'll need to climb higher if you want to trigger this effect. For level 5s, this is where player preference is the heaviest. For my build, I went with 1 Chimeramon, 3 Skullmeramon, 4 Lady Devimon, and 1 Black War Growlmon. 1 Chimeramon is enough in my opinion, because you can bring him back with Omnimon Zwart, and you're good to go. 3 Skullmeramon because he is the cheapest level 5 available to purple. With decks that have less space for running the standard 14 rookies and 12 champions, you'll need cards that can get you to level 6 without giving your opponent too much advantage. Lady Devimon is the only one you'll see at 4 copies for every deck. Lady Devimon's on Digivolve effect lets you draw 2 cards and trash 2. Keep in mind Digivolving will let you draw 1. If Takumi is also out, you'll be able to draw an extra card for each one. Then you'll trigger the draw 2 trash 2 ability. That's a lot of digging you can do with just 1 card. Last but not least, I run 1 tech copy of Black War Groundmon. It's there if I want to do some shenanigans with Omnimon Zwart before the Digivolution pile is trashed. However, remember, after evoing up to level 6, if I have Mega Digimon Fusion, I can Digivolve into Omnimon Zwart in order to bring back 2 level 5 Digimon, or 2 blockers, and delete one of them to restand my Omnimon Zwart for multiple checks. Rounding to the level 6s, I run 4 Lilithmon and 2 Anubismon. With so many Tamers and option cards, it's difficult to find space for everything you need. You want to see Lilithmon because she is the only reason why Lilith Loop can actually go off. I also run 2 Anubismon to help with accelerating my aggressive plays. In security control matchups, if your opponent hands you too much memory, you'll be able to set up Anubis, then Lilith in order to get into your Zwart, and bring back 2 level 5s from the trash. Keep in mind that these level 5s will have Rush, and even better, you'll be able to evo into Lilithmon again after you attack with Zwart. Omnimon Zwart is the only level 7 Digimon in this deck, and you run 3 copies of it. He is what enables you to also Lilithmon Loop. In a given turn, say you have 3 memory after you push your level 5 out. You evo into Lilithmon and put yourself to 0 memory. Say you have 2 Jack Raids in your trash. This means that you'll be able to play both and gain a minimum of 4 memory, 2 from Lilithmon's once per turn effect, and 1 from each Jack Raid assuming you have 10 cards in the trash. Then, if you have Takumi Aiba out, you can Mega Digimon Fusion to go into Omnimon Zwart to bring back 2 level 5s. Swing with Omnimon Zwart to return Lilithmon to your hand and pop a Digimon on the field, and trigger any other shenanigan and heritable effects. Then evo up into Lilithmon again and bring back the Jack Raids. You kind of start seeing the many different loop patterns you can do. For option cards, I run 3 Jack Raid and 2 Mega Digimon Fusion. 3 Jack Raid is another extender for the deck, but I found running 4 to clog my hand at times, and because of this, I couldn't fully utilize it when I didn't have 10 cards in my trash. Again, Mega Digimon Fusion is a staple, allowing you to evo into your Omnimon Zwart for free at the expense of putting it on the bottom of your deck after you pass your turn. Lastly for Tamers, I run 2 Matt Ishida and 3 Takumi Aiba. These are another player preference. Some individuals choose to only run 4 Tamers, some people 5. I like having stable memory in purple, especially since purple tends to lean more into Tamers and option cards, which changes up the ratio of your level 3s, 4s, and 5s. With Matt, I can also get back Jack Raid, rookies if I'm bricking, or even Lilithmon herself if I can't find her. Takumi helps against aggro decks like Rookie Rush, and facilitates card draw. Overall, Lilith Loop is one of the most advanced decks in this format. If you're looking to play purple, I have a pretty spicy build for a new purple deck that I'll be uploading in a few days. You might think you've seen it, which is possible, but I'm also trying something completely different with it. In the meantime, if you want to play Lilith Loop, I highly suggest playtesting this deck day in and day out if you're a diehard purple or Lilithmon player. You'll learn the ins and outs for the combos. I don't suggest net decking it because there are always player preferences, and in actual play there are a lot of choices to make for your game state. Stay tuned for my next upload, and I hope you enjoyed this video. This is DIGI-PANDA. Logging out.